Hello. Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you're at. Najumu here, and welcome once again to more TYRION CUTHBERT, Attorney of the Arcane. So, a little bit of a recap from last time. We managed to have the first trial of the Dracogen versus Bon Sanctus case, and it seems like we actually needed to do a little more investigation in order to find out if this actual accident is really an accident or if a murder has taken place. And well, all the signs are looking so far that it is a murder, and it's probably orchestrated by Von Sanctus. So now we're going to be starting the second trial, and hopefully within this second trial actually expose the sleazeball for trying to put Dracogan's business out of commission. So yeah, gonna try our best doing so. And yeah, as usual, Rayquaza, good morning and welcome. Hope you're doing well tonight. You know, actually, I was almost going to switch the Tyrion stream with a Just Chatting stream, because there's quite a lot to talk about that happened recently. But I was thinking, all right, let's keep it tomorrow. Let's keep it the afternoon stream for tomorrow. Yeah. I'll probably post up a schedule early morning before the Just Chatting stream, but we'll see. All right, without further ado, let's begin. Court is now resumed for the trial of Stefanik Dracogan. Let us review the proceedings from 2 days ago. First, the facts of the case seemed very straightforward. Victim, Justin Way, put his weight on a poorly maintained guardrail on the refinery ground. Said guardrail broke, causing Justin Way to fall to his death. However, the defense presented a shocking piece of evidence in the previous proceedings. Traces of transmutation magic were found on that same broken guardrail. This new evidence implies that sabotage, if not outright foul play, played a part in the death of the victim. This evidence is also accompanied by conflicting testimonies from witnesses. All of these elements have thrown quite some doubt on the validity of the prosecution's case. Yes, however, the prosecution maintains that the Dracogan Trading Company is at fault for Justin Way's death. Even though someone may have sabotaged the guardrails, the prosecution acknowledges that sabotage may have occurred at the scene of the accident. However, we also believe that there are several factors in this case that the court is overlooking. As we all know, several witnesses were present at the refinery at the time of the accident. Harbor Master was shown a patron around the refinery. Usorika Tudor was making a food delivery and entered the building. And of course, the victim, Justin Way, was obviously present as well. Each and every one of these people had no business being in the refinery that night. In the case of the harbor master and his patron, it would be hardly reasonable for anyone to stop them. We doubt anyone would stand in the way of the Crown Prince. That may be, but Justin Way worked in the freight division and should not have been at the scene. I've already verified this with my client. The victim was not authorized to be in the refinery building. And who stopped Justin Way from entering the area unauthorized? Isn't it the defendant's duty to prevent such individuals from entering the building? My client can't be held responsible for just his breach of the set protocols. You surely can't hold my client responsible for someone sabotaging the guardrail. This so-called sabotage is only theoretical until a proper culprit is found. I might be compelled to agree with you, Miss Steelwind. After all, there is no hard evidence that proves the traces of transmutation were left by a specific spell. What kind of mental gymnastics is that? Every part of the guardrail that had traces on it was rusted. Ugh. Pending the context of what happened to suit their purposes. Hard evidence means everything here. The rod of mending has been reduced to shards in the back. Without the complete rod, can't prove that someone used it to sabotage the guardrail. Regardless, is it not the responsibility of the Drakugan Trading Company to ensure that its employees do not wander into restricted areas? Blaming a potential saboteur puts the cart before the horse. It doesn't just stop with Justin Wei either. Why was Musorika Tudor able to enter the building? She does not even work for the refinery, yet she was able to waltz into the building without any trouble. Actually, Steelman does have a point about Rick. Shouldn't something have stopped her from entering that area? You doubt that Drakugan would show that kind of negligence. If that's true, I believe that we should hear from Miss Tudor directly. Let's hear how easily she gained access to the refinery on the day of the accident. We've already anticipated that. Musorika Tudor is prepared and ready to testify. Very well then. Bailiff, please escort Miss Tudor to the stand. Oh, she does not look happy at all. Miss Tudor, are you aware of why you've been called here today? Yeah, I heard everything from the gallery. You'll have no problem answering the following question. Did you encounter resistance when you entered the refinery the night of the accident? Witness, may I remind you that you are under oath to tell the court everything that you know. Failure to do so is a crime. Ugh. No one tried to stop me. Sorry, Tyrion. You have nothing to apologize for, witness. The only one at fault here is the Drakugan Trading Company and their negligence. Hey, that's... For the record, please testify in detail about how you entered the refinery that day, Miss Tudor. Okay. Alright, let's see how the testimony goes. That day, I was looking for Justin in the freight area, but I couldn't find him. I decided to look for him in the refinery's main building. There was some kind of magical door leading to it, but it was unlocked. Nothing really stopped me from entering the refinery building. As the court can clearly see, there were no safeguards preventing the witness from entering that restricted area. The witness clearly stated that there was a magic door leading into the building. This was obviously some sort of security door powered by artificery, which was still unlocked and effectively useless. Damn it. Must be a way to prove that the unlocked door wasn't Drakugan's fault. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Alright, cross-examination time. Alright, so she says that day I was looking for Justin in the freight area. Alright, let's press. You were there to deliver dinner to him, am I correct? Yeah, he was usually in the freight area around that time. I was surprised when I didn't see him there. I was a little worried, so... Okay, so she went in the refinery's main building. It seems strange that you'd go looking for him and not just leave his food with one of his co-workers. And that's actually a good point. I thought of that, but I also wanted to make sure that he was okay. Alright, that's also fair. I was the one who helped him get the job in the first place. It wouldn't look good if he left in the middle of the shift. How did you enter the refinery building, Miss Tudor? There was kind of magical door leading to it, but it was unlocked. Yeah, this magical door seems a little bit sus. It's definitely someone who put this door on purpose, and it's not for Rika to get in. Maybe it's for the assailant who managed to commit the murder. By magical door, do you mean that it was a door powered by artificery? Yeah, I have a door like it in my restaurant too. This one looked a lot more complex. Why would you or Drakugen need magical doors anyway? One in my cafe magically locks the shop when I close it for a day. Yes, the door to the refinery building was for the same thing. But that means there was a mechanism to keep out unauthorized personnel, which was effectively useless. The witness entered the refinery and encountered zero resistance. Furthermore, the Inquisition has already logged the specs for the door. The magical door has been added to your notes. Okay, so let's read. The only entrance to the refinery building is a door with an artificial lock. Magical keys can be used to unlock the door for 5 seconds. After these 5 seconds, the lock automatically closes and engages the lock. The lock can only be disabled by Stefanik Drakugen. The door can be physically prevented from closing, but this would trigger an alarm within the refinery security system. Oh, it's pretty effective. Do you use a key to unlock the door, Mr. Tudor? No, I didn't. As you can see from this report, Stefanik Drakugen was the only person who was capable of disabling the lock. Yes, Mr. Drakugen kept the door unlocked during work hours. This means that it's entirely Drakugen's fault the victim gained access to the building in the first place. Wait, that's not what I meant to... But that is what you implied. Unless you can prove that another person disabled that door. Can't refute that statement. Yet. You might be able to work with this new information. Regardless, please add that last statement to your testimony, witness. Alright. Mr. Drakugen must have disabled the lock. No one else could have disabled it. Alright, let's press. That's quite the leap in logic. Specs of the door state that the lock can only be disabled by Stefanik Drakugen. Sorry, but I can't think of any other reason why it would be disabled. I mean, I get it. Sometimes I forget the key to my shop. It becomes a real headache when I get locked out. You suppose that makes sense. But would Drakugen really do something like that? The lock is designed to be disabled only by Drakugen. Perhaps someone did something to bypass that. Nothing really stopped me from entering the refinery building. Alright. You sure you're not forgetting any obstacles that you encountered? No. I would have remembered something like that. Someone told me that I wasn't supposed to be there. I would have just left. She seems sincere about that. It's probably an honest mistake. Rika didn't even realize that she entered the restricted area. But the fact that she was able to enter it so easily is definitely strange. Drakugen must have had precautions to prevent such a thing from happening. Maybe the employees got lazy and disabled the lock against his orders. It's possible. But would Drakugen really allow something like that to happen? Alright. Alright, let's see what we have from the evidence. There's a door. Magical keys may unlock the door by 5 seconds. After these 5 seconds, the lock automatically closes the door. Okay, so what is this? Artificially to the channel's transmutation to repair objects. What about him? Lloyd Van Sanctus from Solar Industrial Tools, Stefanik Drakugen, and one. These tools were present in the Arcane refinery. On Sanctus attempted to sell a few arcane constructs, a product that is not available anywhere else in Arnex. However, Drakugen did not trust the construct's ability to perform tasks effectively. He did not purchase any. Metallic shards. Large unknown object fell into the vat at the time. Neutralizing liquid. Noah Morrison and Astor Weaver Guard reported the accident. The refining workers poured a yellow chemical solution to the vat. The solution neutralized destructive magic and turned it green. The acquisition of bone matter, metallic shards. Elimination of the bones belonged to him. Okay. Aside from just every employee works at the Arcane was accounted for. Justin is the only one who fell. What about this? Only lock picking and safe that could disable. Oh, maybe it's a stretch, but I'm thinking. Yes. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Got it. Steelwind, you claim that my client expressed negligence by disabling the door. This is the reason why the security door was unlocked and why the current witness was able to enter the building. That's correct. Your client's negligence allowed unauthorized persons like Justin Wade to gain access to the building. Regardless of any sabotage, Justin Wade died because he was in said unauthorized area. And what if I told you that another person may have disabled the door? Not because of laziness, for more nefarious purposes. What are you talking about? If you recall, the witness entered the refinery building and spotted Justin Wade afterward. This means that Justin Wade entered the building before her. But that begs the question, how did Justin Wade enter the building? The answer is obvious. He entered the same way the witness did, through the unlocked door. Not quite, Miss Steelwind. Since this trial began, we still haven't answered why Justin Wade entered the refinery building in the first place. He entered the refinery building with the intent of robbing my client's personal safe. I already told you, Tyrion. He would never do something like that. I feel a little guilty about insulting a dead man's name like this. It's the only possibility that makes sense. I'm sorry, Rika. There are things about Justin that even you didn't know about. The truth is that he was deeply in debt to a crime lord named the Eye Taker. He was extremely desperate to wipe that debt as soon as he could. Crime lord? I won't ask how you came across this information, Mr. Cuthbert. But what does this have to do with the disabled magical lock? Miss Steelman, Justin owned a set of tools that he used for picking mundane and magical locks. The safe that he was planning to rob was located in my client's office within the refinery building. I have witnesses who saw Justin retrieve those tools shortly before the night of the accident. Oh, it's these two schmucks that tried to, like, beat up Tyrion and, well, Celeste actually bodied them. He clearly had a plan to disable any locks that stood between him and that safe. This means that it's entirely possible that Justin disabled the locked refinery door illegally. Not gonna actually bring them in, are we? Yeah, I'm kind of bluffing right now. We basically assaulted one of them. We both assaulted him, Tyrion. She says that as if it absolves her of any guilt. Hold on a minute. Can't just accuse him like that when he can't defend himself. I'm sorry, Rika, but his delinquent friends told me about his plan. He didn't want to rob Dracogen, but he needed the money, he needed the gold to wipe away his debt. Justin was the one who disabled the lock, and that would only leave Dracogen. But there has to be the explanation where neither of them is guilty. Definitely believes in Justin. A scenario where both Justin and Dracogen are innocent is too optimistic. Not impossible. But It's not as if you're entirely certain of what actually happened that day either. Alright, Rika. You knew Justin better than I did. Let's assume that you are correct. Neither Justin or Dracogen disabled the locks that day. How did either of you enter the refinery then? Well, someone must have disabled it before then. Wait, let me think through this. Oh, more testimony. Okay. Plenty of people could have disabled the locks. Maybe one of the employees got lazy and forcefully broke it. There's also a nobleman who was with Mr. Morrison. He's a mage and he could have used magic to do it. Could have also been one of the maintenance constructs. I saw one working on the machines. Maybe one of them broke the lock. You can barely even begin to point out all the issues with your theories, Miss Tudor. You recall, the entrance lock can only be disabled by Stefanik Dracogen. Even Mr. Cuthbert's theory makes more sense than your list of suspects. She's right. Doesn't matter how many suspects he presents. None of them had the credentials to disable the lock. So why do you feel there is something else wrong with her testimony? Defense would still like to exercise the right to cross-examine the witness. What a waste of time. While the court agrees with Miss Steelwind, we also recognize Mr. Cuthbert's right to cross-examination. However, not allow the defense to waste the court's time. Nothing substantial is gained from your cross-examination. Do not hesitate to end it early. Understood, Your Honor. Okay, let's press. But I've said before, Dracogen was the only person who was legally able to disable the lock. Justin Wei was the only person who had the skills to disable it illegally. Well, how do you know that someone else didn't have tools like that? It's certainly possible, but unlikely. The ability to pick a magical lock seems to be a rare skill for anyone to have. As far as you know, no one else was there unauthorized that day. Except for maybe Astor and Morrison. Steelwind, did the Inquisition find any evidence of physical tampering on the entrance lock? Not at all. Furthermore, if an employee had attempted what the witness is describing, it would have set the refinery's security system. Sorry, Rika. Well... Okay, the nobleman. The harbor master's companion would have no reason to perform such an act. Your personal bias might be clouding your judgment, Miss Steelwind. This isn't merely an extrapolation based on his character, Mr. Cuthbert. The nobleman in question had the legal authority to enter the building. He wouldn't need to resort to such underhanded tactics. Right. So the Crown Prince could legally enter the Arcane refinery if he wanted to. In fact, probably how he entered in the first place. You would probably know, since you two seem to be so close with each other. Is she jealous of our relationship with Astor? Maybe it's best to avoid bringing up Astor with her. The maintenance constructs. Let's talk about that. Maintenance construct? You know, those magically animated suits of armor. Oh. Must have seen an arcane construct while she was exploring the refinery. Arcane constructs only perform the actions that they're ordered to do. Construct at the arcane refinery would only take orders from their administrator, Stefanik Dracogen. Unless you want to imply that Stefanik Dracogen ordered the construct to break the lock. May I remind the prosecution that constructs are prone to error and misinterpretation of their orders. Perhaps this construct accidentally broke the lock while carrying out its usual orders. The Inquisition found no evidence of physical tampering on the lock. Even if they had, the security system would have alerted the moment this happened. Well, I guess you have a lot of contradicting statements to work with this time. Yeah, I need a contradiction that's not so readily apparent. One that's not apparent? Is another contradiction in her testimony? Not sure. Can't help but feel like she said something that doesn't fit with what we know already. Ignore the list of suspects and focus on the other details. She observed a lot that day, so something must be off with her observations. Okay, so I have a good guess. She mentions about the constructs. But, yeah, they're not there, right? Constructs are not there because Von Sanctus wanted to offer them to Drakugen, but he said no. So she definitely she's definitely wrong with this. That's my guess. I may get this wrong, but I'm guessing this might be it. Okay, awesome. Wait, that can't be right, can it? Rika, you said you saw a maintenance construct inside the refinery building. Are you sure that it was an arcane construct? Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on them on the Von Sanctus catalogs. They're not available to the public yet. You saw this arcane construct. What was it doing? I'm not exactly sure. But it looked like it was doing maintenance on the machines. Maintenance on the machines? Shouldn't have been there in the first place. What was it doing there? More importantly, who set it there? Where are you going with this, Mr. Cuthbert? As I've said before, an arcane construct owned by the defendant wouldn't have disabled the lock. I agree. Construct owned by my client wouldn't have done that. But arcane constructs are extremely rare, not available to the general public yet. Further, they're only produced and sold by Von Sanctus Industries. Lloyd Von Sanctus personally sold several products to the Drakugen Trading Company. However, when offered the opportunity to purchase his arcane constructs, my client turned him down. What? My client disliked the construct's flawed intelligence. He didn't want them working with him in the refinery. He turned down Lord Von Sanctus's offer in favor of utilizing human labor. Wait, then why did I see a construct there? Exactly. My client did not own any constructs. Why did the witness see one there? Or to phrase the question differently, who sent that construct there? Who? Why would anyone send an arcane construct to the refinery? First, let's consider the rarity of arcane constructs. They're highly experimental and not available to the public yet. With all these elements in mind, only one person in the city of Aranax could have done this. Wait, you can't possibly mean... I do, Miss Steelwind. Who sent the arcane construct? Few individuals had access to an arcane construct, and even fewer had the ability to disable the locked door without alerting the security system. It's Von Sanctus. Only one individual could have done everything that I described. Lloyd Von Sanctus, the noble lord of Aranax. You can't be serious. Are you accusing Lord Von Sanctus of illegally sending a construct into the arcane refinery? What is the possible reason he have to do that? When Rika saw the construct, he said it was working on the machines. That construct was sent by Von Sanctus. It didn't actually work for Drakugen. Wait, could that mean? Rika, when you saw that construct in the refinery, was it carrying anything? Yeah, actually. It was carrying a large cylindrical machine, and it looked pretty heavy. that would normally need to be held by 2 people? Yeah! How'd you know? All makes sense now. Well, Sanctus has been far too aggressive in pushing these charges. It wasn't because he was desperate to get rid of Brock again. It's because he needed to cover up what actually happened. Mr. Cuthbert, where are you going with this? See, Your Honor, the tool that the witness saw this construct carrying wasn't just any tool. It was a rod of mending, an artificery tool that channels transmutation magic. Transmutation magic? As in, magic that could be used to weaken and sabotage parts of the refinery. No. Are you seriously accusing... Your Honor, Lloyd von Sanctus sent the construct to the Arcane refinery to sabotage it. In other words, Lloyd von Sanctus is responsible for that guardrail breaking. I think that's enough out of you, you upstart commoner. The judge really needs to stop these guys from just barging onto the stand. To be fair, who's going to stop a noble from a pillar family? I've had enough of these blatant accusations. You want to sling mud at my name? You will do it to me directly. Lord von Sanctus, highly advise against you doing this. Please, you think I am like that fool Pierce? A defense's theory is laughable, and I have several pieces of evidence that can easily prove my innocence. There's a good poker face. Your eye is telling you that he's a little desperate. Very well. If the defense wishes to accuse you, I see no harm in allowing you to defend yourself. Court would very much like to hear your testimony on the matter. It is possible to order a construct to complete a complex list of tasks. Doing so is ill-advised. I'm sure you observed this with the Nightgrave trial. Constructs are extremely prone to error when completing a long list of tasks. According to the defense, a saboteur stole a rod of mending and used it to sabotage very specific sections of the refinery. I would never trust a construct to discreetly complete such an intricate set of tasks unsupervised. And before you ask, I was miles away from the refinery at the time of the accident. I have several associates who can confirm this alibi. Therefore, I had no way of observing this construct from afar, nor did I have any way to communicate with it. That actually makes a lot of sense. Nightgrave trial revealed the risks of ordering a construct to commit a crime. Nevertheless, Mika saw a construct at the refinery that day. That's indisputable. Definitely gave the construct a complex list of tasks to sabotage the refinery. That raises one question. How did he account for the construct's error-prone logic? Alright, let's press. Is that not a massive flaw in the construct's design? Artificery can only do so much. It's difficult enough to create magical items that respond to verbal commands. But our magic is still not advanced enough to replicate the common sense of a living creature. That arcane construct is still a marvelous invention. You merely need to supervise them if you give them complex tasks. But regardless, you admitted that it is possible. Yes, but... Alright, let's talk about the Nightgrave trial. Are you referring to what happened with Theodore Redmond's construct? I am. It goes without saying that the constructs were designed to aid and abet murder. But they also weren't designed to carry out such a long list of tasks unsupervised. Part of Redmond's orders fell well outside of the construct's intended usage. He ordered it to transport a human body from one point to another, and even ordered it to play audio to make itself look like a person. I'm sure you know how that ended. He's right. Construct encountered unforeseen circumstances and failed to complete its task. As the construct's creator, Sanctus knew that such circumstances would be unavoidable. So how did he get around that? That's correct. As the chairman of Von Sanctus's industries, he would have the resources and know-how to use it in such a way. Yes, I suppose I would. But you forget that I couldn't have been there personally. Perhaps you were desperate enough to take a chance like that. Please, I'll admit that I found Draken to be a nuisance to my holdings. I was hardly in a position to resort to such desperate tricks. It does make sense. I suppose that he was never planning for things to come back to him. If Celeste hadn't cast Detect Magic, no one would have ever known that someone used magic within the refinery. Right? And I suppose you wouldn't mind having these associates testify before the court? Lord Von Sanctus was discussing the blockade being put around the city. Steelwind? I won't go into detail about what they discussed, but the King's Guard, City Watch, Arcane Inquisition, and myself were present. And all confirmed that he was present at the meeting. Oh, his behavior was quite erratic that day. How could I not? You people have no care for personal hygiene. It took my retainers hours to disinfect the area. Right, anyways. What if the construct wasn't actually active? It's extremely dangerous to wear the construct like a suit of armor. It almost ends in severe injury and death in the worst case. Furthermore, this supposed construct would have needed to carry and use a rod of mending. I have many capable servants, but none of them have superhuman strength. Right. Your theory only makes sense if the construct was the one carrying the rod. His argument makes a lot of sense, actually. He wouldn't trust the construct to sabotage the refinery alone. Especially if there was such a big risk of getting caught. Regardless of what he says, Rika did see a construct there that day. Doubt that he'd take a risk like that. So he must have had a way to ensure that the construct completed its task correctly. He's a noble from a pillar family, and he's probably an accomplished mage. Could he have used that somehow? Alright. So... Pretty did the event start, stole the rod of mending and used it to sabotage this very specific sections in the refinery. Oh yeah, we definitely need to show the shards, but... Maybe they were communicating with this, right? I know it's shards, but it could be something that he used via magic in order to communicate with the construct. I have a good feeling about this one. Maybe it might be wrong, but I have a good feeling about this one. Yeah, it's not the one. Hmm. Never trusted a constructor to discreetly complete such intricate... Hmm. Hmm. I have a good feeling that this one might be the choice.
Objection!
No. I'm pretty sure I need to present that probably earlier. Hmm. According to the defense, the saboteur stole a rod of mending and used it in sabotage. Hmm. Maybe we can use it here?
Objection!
No. Hmm. Let's see. Pieces. Divination. Okay. Ah. Yeah, it requires 2 people. Hold on. Let's see this again, though. No way to communicate. There's definitely a way to communicate. Hmm. Let's see. And it can't be this one. Nah.
Objection!
No, that's not the one. Hmm. Let's press that last one again. You could have had one of your servants don the construct as a design. It's extremely dangerous to wear the construct like a suit of armor. Almost ends up in severe injury and death in the worst case. Furthermore, this supposed construct would have needed to carry and use a rod of mending. I have many capable servants. None of them has superhuman strength. Right. The only theory makes sense if the construct was the one carrying the rod. Wait, hold up. Could we actually use the rod?
Objection!
No, it's not the right one. Hmm. Would it be here?
Objection!
No. Hmm. Would have never trust the construct to discreetly complete such an intricate set of tasks unsupervised. Hmm. Alright. I'm gonna be getting it, don't worry. Can't trust the construct, okay. Getting a little stumped here, but don't worry guys, I'll figure it out. Let's read this again. He has no way of observing this construct from afar. I was thinking it was going to be this, but apparently it's not. Side, yeah, that's all about the employees, yes. Now the robbery, we already talked about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the metallic shards should be here.
Objection!
So it must have had a way to ensure that the constructs completed its task correctly. So according to the defense, the saboteur stole a rod of mending and used it to sabotage very specific sections of the refinery. And gotta churn those brain cells. Never touched a concept. This one?
Objection!
No, that's not it. Hmm. Hmm. We're away from the refinery?
Objection!
No, that's not the one. Hmm. Okay. I think... think... We're almost getting there, guys. else from the refinery. Alright, let's listen to what Tyrion and Celeste say again. Would never trust a Wait, hold up. How can you not trust a construct when you're the one selling them? Right? You were trying to sell them to Drak again, right? Yeah. I'm thinking I'm getting it. Oh, whoops, sorry. Hold on. Yeah, it should be this, right?
Objection!
No, it's not here. But it's definitely... Maze. I have no way of observing this But you were there.
Objection!
No. Yeah, I'm probably thinking it the wrong way. We're almost getting there, guys. See. 4. Neutralizing liquid. Spells? Oh! For the duration of the spell, the caster projects their voice to communicate with a target. Anyone within a 30-foot radius. That's it! That's it. That's the one. Yes! There we go. Okay. I actually forgot about that one. Von Sanctus, you testified that there was no way for you to observe and communicate with the construct. Am I correct? Yes, I was at the meeting with Steelwind for the entire day. Anyone there could have testified to that fact. Not disputing your so-called alibi. It's not as airtight as you might think. What are you talking about? I was there at the meeting, Mr. Cuthbert. Lord Von Sanctus may have been absent in mind, but he was there physically. Absent in mind? So his attention wasn't focused on the meeting, which means that his attention was somewhere else. I suppose you're correct, Miss Steelwind. I have one question for you, Lord. Ha! And what would that be? Are you able to cast the send message spell? What? Miss Steelwind, the client may have been physically at the meeting, but his attention was somewhere else, wasn't it? He could have used a combination of spells to view the construct during this meeting. And he could have used the send message spell to communicate with it over a large distance. If my claim is truly false, your client should have no trouble disproving it with his spell compendium. Well... Von Sanctus? You appear to be hesitating, Von Sanctus. I assume that you do know how to cast send message? If so, that would punch a gigantic hole in your alibi. Steelwind, you're there, weren't you? My attention was fully there. Need her to cover for me. The idea that I was communicating with a construct is absurd. I'm afraid that I can't say that, Lord Von Sanctus. Steelwind? I did find it odd. Her attention appeared to be elsewhere, despite the gravity of our discussion. And I seem to recall you speaking under breath here the entire time. I had always just assumed that you were muttering obscenities. But Mr. Cuthbert's explanation does seem possible. What are you saying? Aren't you obligated to defend me? I am obligated to represent you to the best of my ability. I am not obligated to forge your alibi for you. You little... Lord Von Sanctus, I'm afraid the court needs an answer. You able to cast the send message spell? Fine, I admit it, okay? I am able to cast send message. But that doesn't still prove anything. His voice betrays a hint of desperation. Have him where you want him. Now is our opportunity to deal the final blow. So why do you feel so uneasy? Still two details that don't sit well with you. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail of the walkway. Rika saw Justin fall over the guardrail, even though Von Sanctus sabotaged it. Then please enlighten us, Mr. Cuthbert. How could both of their testimonies possibly be true? Well, I think there's only one possible explanation. Both Miss Tudor and Mr. Morrison saw someone fall off the walkway. The person that Miss Tudor saw and the person that Mr. Morrison saw were two different people. The second person that fell into the bath was still unaccounted for. Luckily, you didn't need to prove that the second person existed. Not having an explanation for Astor and Morrison's testimony still irks you. However, even if it's not a clean ending, there's only one way forward. That's revealing Von Sanctus for the petty saboteur that he is. Oh, here we go. It's time to use the eye. Why did you hesitate so long to answer my question, Von Sanctus? Oh, this music is hype. You know very well why I hesitated. Why would I willingly give you evidence? You clearly intend to use it against me. Regardless, this entirely disproves your alibi. You could have communicated with your construct at the meeting. By that logic, I could have been a mastermind behind every crime that occurs in Oranax. Someone else could have sent that construct. I may have had the means to commit this crime. There are plenty of other individuals that could have sent an arcane construct. Plenty of others, eh? Well, the metal object with your name on it, says other ones. Oh, that's not right. Oh, oops. Read the text. Is that one right? I'm guessing. Yes, that's the one. Von Sanctus, you of all people should know that the arcane constructs are not available to the public. When you attempted to sell these constructs to Drakugan, you promised him that he would be the first merchant in Aranax that would own one. Since he refused your offer, that would leave you as the only owner of arcane constructs in Aranax. That's... Well, I admit I may have not been that truthful when I made my sales pitch. So you're saying that you lied to my client? Oh, please. Every good businessman knows how to embellish the truth when making a sale. I've sold constructs to other individuals. The truth is that I've sold those constructs to plenty of other individuals in Aranax. Use this against claims that contradict the piece of evidence. Use this claims that contradict displayed emotion. Use this claim to contradict thoughts seen through the eye. Yeah, this is sus. Frankly, Von Sanctus, I find that hard to believe. After the Nightgrave trial, you must have been a lot more fearful about who you sold your constructs to. You only tried to sell your construct to Drakugan so that you could control him. You have done that otherwise. Is that so? Then why don't you prove it? No, Von Sanctus, why don't you prove your statement? Show us any invoice that proves you made a sale to someone in Aranax. Well, who says that the saboteur lived in Aranax when I made the sale? Are you serious? Aranax is a trading hub. Plenty of people come and go from the city. The saboteur could be someone who secretly entered Aranax. Any one of my customers could have secretly entered the city to carry out the sabotage. What do you mean, bro? What are you talking about? Anyone? Let's read the text again. It says, Aranax is a trading hub. Plenty of people come and go to the city. Yeah, he doesn't have any evidence. See. Let's give it a bit of a think here. Yeah, not this one. Not this one. Wait, hold up. Could have secretly entered the city. How could they enter a city when there's a blockade, though? Right? Von Sanctus, you might have been right under it. You would have been right under any other circumstance. But the King's Guard locked down the city on the day that the accident occurred. No one except for a few select individuals could have left or entered the city. Due to the gravity of the situation, the King's Guard created profiles of everyone within the city. Why don't we cross-reference the records taken by the King's Guard with the list of the individuals that you sold the constructs to? But I suppose from your reaction, that list would come up empty. So why don't you admit to your crimes, Von Sanctus? Do I have to drag the evidence into court myself? Wait! Drag the evidence into court? Of course. How could I forget? What? Why don't you go ahead and do that, Mr. Cuthbert? Bring in your so-called evidence. I don't know where this confidence is coming from. You can easily detect the traces of divination and transmutation, the constructs you own. Assuming that construct still exists, that is. Wait, that's right. If he used a construct to commit a crime like this, he would have definitely disposed by it by now. But no, we have the evidence. You see, there's a metallic shard which has Von Sanctus's insignia in it. Even with this blockade, Aranax is a gigantic city. With his resources, he could have hidden it anywhere in the city. Even a needle hidden in a town of haystacks. We still have the testimony of Musorika Tudor. Sure, many other people saw that construct walking around the refinery. Common folk can hardly be trusted to recognize complex artificery. Without the actual construct, all you have are several unreliable witnesses. Tell me, Lady Stillwind, can I be convicted of such a serious charge with such evidence? No, I suppose not. Damn it. Is he seriously going to get away with this? No. You still have one card up your sleeve. If just find out where he disposed the evidence, you might be able to direct the Inquisition there. Come on. Focus on his thoughts, Tyrion. Activate the empowered eye. Your undignified blaring will do you no favors. What? Why isn't it working? The Eye of Horus is a powerful tool, Tyrion. That's twice that now that you've used the empowered eye to get out of the corner. Keep relying on that one trick. Never grow as an attorney. One day, you'll find a witness that the empowered eye won't work on. It's a premonition. Miss Tamora was right. I'm relying on the empowered eye too much. From your silence, I assume that you have no way to rebut my claim. I suppose that makes a checkmate, you upstart Commodore. Honestly, I can't believe you'd resort to accusing me of manslaughter. What a crass and underhanded tactic. But I suppose I wouldn't expect anything less from a charlatan like you. Damn it. What the hell are you doing? What? That look on your face. You seriously giving up? I've seen you get out of plenty of situations like this. So why are you giving up this time? I'm sorry, Celeste, but I can't use my usual strategies. There's no way to find the evidence that we need. No, Tyrion, it's right there. It's right there, the metallic shards that have the Von Sanctus insignia. It's right there, brother. Seriously? There's always a way, Tyrion. If your usual strategies aren't working, then you need to just do something different. She's right. You don't need to see directly into his mind to utilize your skills as an attorney. You may not be able to rely on the Eye of Horus this time. We've always been able to rely on deductive reasoning. Well, it seems that you have no further questions for me. You clearly don't have a shred of physical evidence to support your claims. I think I'll be taking my leave. I'm not quite done with you yet, Von Sanctus. Honestly, your desperation is almost pitiful. You really learned to lose with dignity, Mr. Cuthbert. He's the last person you want to hear that from. Yeah, especially when he was so salty at losing chess. Calm your mind and focus. You may not be able to read Von Sanctus's mind in the literal sense, and still extrapolate his plan and his actions. Let's explore my theory a little more and see for ourselves if there's no physical evidence. If you wanted to use a construct, you would have needed to maintain a constant communication. So to prove that this communication occurred, you would need something that connects you to it. What piece of evidence would you connect the murder to Von Sanctus? Send message can normally only target a person. Arcane constructs probably don't count as people for the purpose of that spell. What piece of evidence would that leave behind? should be the vat that Justin Way fell into. Oh, that's the... We need... Okay, okay. The object that... Void Bind Sanctus... Stole? No. Fell into? No. Attuned to? Yes! An arcane construct isn't a person. So, must have used an object attuned to your magic to communicate with it. Miss Steelwind, who were able to find that object, would that tie your client to the sabotage? Hypothetically, yes. The Inquisition has divination magic. But they can't use it to detect if an object is attuned to a specific mage. But not finding such evidence. If I did perform these acts, these remains could be anywhere in Oranax. I'm not sure about that, Von Sanctus. Let's look at the things from your perspective. Why would you do the things that you did that day? Knowing that will point us to where you ultimately hit the construct. Your intention was to sabotage the refinery without anyone finding out what you did. So how would you dispose of the construct and the attuned item? How could Von Sanctus easily destroy the evidence? He needed to hide or destroy it so that no one would be able to find it. Wait, destroy? The evidence was thrown into the vat of volatile liquid. You used the vat of volatile liquid. I suppose that makes sense. Found the remnants of the rod of mending in there too. But wouldn't that mean that the object is fully dissolved? Exactly. There will be no physical evidence for you to find. That's not necessarily true. You threw the rod of mending into the vat, and that didn't fully dissolve. What? The workers neutralized the liquid immediately after Justin fell into the vat. What? Neutralizing that liquid would have rendered it unsalvageable and useless. Dragging that would have cost Dracogen a small fortune. Unlike you, Von Sanctus, my client values the lives of his workers over his profits. And because of that, the Inquisition was able to find pieces of bone matter and metal within the vat. But didn't fully dissolve? That means it was thrown into the vat around the same time Justin fell into it. You wouldn't have thrown the rod in the vat after you were done with your sabotage. If you wanted to destroy the rod, you would have destroyed all the evidence that you needed to get out of. What piece of evidence would Von Sanctus also dispose of? Is there anything else that Von Sanctus would have needed to get rid of? Should be the guard rift. No, okay. Any witnesses? No. You would have also destroyed the arcane construct itself. That's ridiculous. Hey, Steelwind, why aren't you? I told you before, didn't I? I will defend you to the best of my ability. I will not fabricate an alibi for you. Must have ordered the construct to throw itself into the vat to hide any traces of your sabotage. A machine resembling a human threw itself into the vat. This means that anyone looking at the walkway would have seen this. That's it! The arcane construct was the second person that Aster and Morrison saw fall into the vat. That's why we didn't find organic matter from anyone other than Justin in there. The second body that Aster and Morrison saw was actually an arcane construct. How are you? Wait, Rika was sure that she saw Justin fall off the walkway. But she notified Aster and Morrison they saw the construct break the guardrail and fall into the vat. Can that be that the construct disposed itself after Justin Way fell off the walkway? Would you order it to do that? Because it never happened. Your logic is flawed. It's getting stressed out. Maybe you should try using the Empower Dot. No, we don't need it this time. We're so close to figuring this out. You can feel it. So think. I was observing the construct using magic. He must have seen Justin fall. And for some reason, he reacted by sabotaging the guardrail. Why did Von Sanctus sabotage the guardrail? Would he ignore seeing that happen? Unless he did all of this because he saw Justin fall. Von Sanctus wanted the sabotage to send the message to Stefanik Drakugan. Alright? Oh, it was wrong? Okay. Oh. Oh, yeah, Justin's death. Right. It should be Justin's death. No? Wanted the broken guardrail to look like an accident. Eh? Oh, wait. Hold up. Yes, that should be it. Yeah. I got a bit of a brain fart here, folks. It's because you wanted it to make it look like an accident. Which means that it wasn't actually an accident. Oh, you're accusing me of intentionally murdering the victim? Why would I ever do that? You said it yourself. The goal was sabotage. Making murder would have brought unnecessary attention to what I've done. Those constructs do have a habit of shoving people that are in their way. What if the construct pushed Justin out of their way, causing him to fall over the edge of the guardrail? He's figuring out everything that happened from just a few clues? Hey, I didn't see you there. I was just walk past him. Acknowledge. What? Hey, watch it! Quit shoving me! Wait, whoa! Holy crap! Put me up! I can't hold up for much longer. Ah, you idiot! What are you doing? What? Grab his arm and pull him up. Acknowledge. Ah! My hand! What the hell are you doing? Grip is too tight. Stop that. Acknowledged. Ah! Oh, wait, I can still... May have been unintentional. Either way, you would have been at fault for Justin's death, not my client. And if the construct fell in after Justin, your attuned object must be somewhere in the neutralized liquid. No, it's even better than that. Constructs are made from a specific magical alloy, aren't they? I'm sure that the few divination spells can identify the metal shards from the construct and your arcane focus. Each and every one of those pieces of evidence points directly at you, Von Sanctus. Petulant little upstart. That's checkmate, Von Sanctus. Why don't you save us all a little time, Von Sanctus? Admit to what you did. While you're at it, drop your false allegations against my client. I have nothing to admit to, nor do I have anything to apologize for. Of course not. You're completely blameless, right? You achieved victory here today? No. Dissidents like you and Dracogen are absolutely deluded. Each and every breath you take only throws Guard further into chaos. You talk about these commoners as if they have a fraction of the power that you have. Lady Steelwind, you need to see reason. They lack awareness of the power that they truly have. What? These people have infected you and His Majesty with these idealistic delusions. I implore both of you to see reality for what it is. No, Von Sanctus. The true reality is that people like you become threatened when we challenge your power. You all speak about the rights of the individual. You speak as if each and every one of you wouldn't stab each other in the back in the moment that it benefited yourselves. I hate the nobility. You may curse, scream, and blame us for all your little problems. The truth is that you need us. You need us to direct and lead you. You need us to maintain the fragile order that holds your peaceful little lives together. You talk about protecting the common folk from themselves. The truth is that your actions led to the death of an innocent man. That is the only truth that matters. The defense has no further questions for the witness. He is dismissed. Very well. We did it again, Tyrion. And we even caught another murderer in the process. Yeah, didn't get the case officially dismissed today, but it's pretty much inevitable with the evidence that we brought in today. Actually, it probably won't even reach that point. I've advised Lord Von Sanctus to drop the suit entirely. Word has already spread regarding the evidence that you brought forward. At this point, prolonging the trial would just harm his public image even more. That's great. Now you can build a case against him for Justin's death. How about that? I'll probably be forced to recuse myself from any charge brought against him. What? Why? Because you represented him in the suit, isn't it? It would be considered a conflict of interest to prosecute him yourself, even though you're probably the only prosecutor that would convict him successfully. You're correct. As the head of one of the Pillar families, he has the justice system dancing in the palm of his hands. He will definitely be quietly and swiftly acquitted. I never agreed to represent him if I had known about this. I'm truly sorry. Damn it. Must have planned this all along. No. Is he seriously going to get away with this? I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not again. He may have been acquitted in the legal sense, but in the court of public opinion is a different thing entirely. What do you mean? You brought forward a myriad of evidences against him, and I'm sure everyone in the gallery saw it too. Von Sanctus's power relies on his public image. You quite handily tore down that facade. He may walk free. His powers and ideals have taken a great blow. Is that seriously all we can do? His actions and recklessness resulted in the death of Justin Wade. He should be punished within the letter of the law. You're not wrong, Mr. Cuthbert. But sometimes you must take the victories that we can get. You're probably right. But there's still one thing that's nagging at me. Oh? And what's that? Why is your safe unlocked if nothing was stolen? If Justin had gotten into your safe, he would have taken your gold with him. It would still be there. Considering that nothing is missing, I'd rather leave it at that. Really? Justin was a good man. I'd rather not taint anyone's memory of him, especially Masurika's. Right. She was pretty upset about your accusations. Nothing was taken, so no harm was done in that regard. I suppose so. can't help but wonder what actually happened. Episode end. Okay. Nice. All right, that's another chapter in the books. Oh, there he is. There he is. He finally shows up. I thought he was going to show up like in the courtroom trial or whatnot, but apparently not. Okay, so this is a very Spanish sounding music, so maybe I'll give it a Spanish accent. It just makes no damn sense to me. The kid successfully robbed the guy days ago. No one saw him. No one even suspected him. And he breaks into the place again? All so he can put back the stolen gold? Does that make any sense to you, Eris? Perhaps he felt remorse for his actions, Father. Not everyone can betray the people they love so easily. Oh, damn it, she's back again. And if that's true, I feel that there's a sense of tragic beauty to it all. He had never tried to do the right thing, would have never encountered the construct in the first place. He never paid his debt, and he would still have his life. It is true what they say. No good deed goes unpunished. It's a shame about the gold, though. I think we have made more than a profit today. I, for one, am happy to have claimed a boatload of tides today. Damn it, Eris is back at it again. Yeah, she was pretty much going to be the secret central antagonist until we actually reach the end of the game. All right, so let's see how many cases do we have left. You know, I would have thought that from the title of The Origins of Horus, we're going to know a little bit more about the Eye of Horus, but we actually didn't. We actually learned a bit more about Tyrion's backstory, which is nice. We understand that his mother was killed, and he was an orphan and had to live with Ruby Timora until he grew up and became a lawyer. And we basically realized that, or basically he actually realized that he doesn't have to use the Eye of Horus so often. So yeah, I think this was a pretty good case, but slightly surprised with how very little we've seen about the Eye of Horus's origin. Maybe we'll get to learn that in the next couple of cases. But we'll have to wait and see. So next up we have Severed Ties, and looks like she's back here. She showed up in case 2, but now she probably might be the central character in this. I don't know. Should we keep it for next time, or should we start it for a little bit? Start reading a little bit of it. I would actually think that we should probably keep it for next time, because it's a new case, so it's better to have a new stream with a new case, right? It's probably for the best. Alrighty, guys, thank you for watching either live or via the archives. Tomorrow I'll probably have the schedule up, and it's going to be one of two things. It'll probably be 2 streams where I'll have one with just chatting and another for Volcano Princess, or it's just going to be a just chatting stream. Because like I said at the beginning of the stream, I have a lot to talk about. There's some pretty cool stuff that's been popping up recently, and yeah, I want to just have a little chill chat with everyone. Outside of just, you know, playing games all the time. I just like to yap this to you guys. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, please take good care of yourselves. Hope you have a marvelous night, evening, or afternoon, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.